Designing your YouTube thumbnails is absolutely key to your YouTube success, whether you're running a personal channel or your company channel. Hiring a design professional is quite costly, and managing their work actually adds a lot of complexity for you as a small business owner. Without experience in Photoshop or design in general, we don't really have anywhere or anybody to turn to, so we kind of have to hire someone to complete the design work. Thanks to modern day technology, Adobe Express fast content creation, they have completely leveled the playing field. Hey, it's Faye. I'm proud to be an Adobe Express Global Ambassador. And thanks to Adobe Express for sponsoring today's video, where I get to share with you, creators and small business owners, how to thrive in content creation and marketing without breaking the bank. In this video, I want to show you the best practices of YouTube thumbnail design, as well as how you can get started with the built-in templates from Adobe Express in minutes. First, let me show you the vast amount of templates that are already optimized on color, contrast, call to action, readily for you to use from within Adobe Express. Because there's so many choices, they actually made it really easy for you to search for the templates, and it just helps to really filter down here. So anything that you filter, it's just easier to see the differences. If I were to make a recommendation, I would first just explore and see what's out there for you. Typically, I prefer something that's bold and bright. Because I do a lot of business content, I tend not to go after sort of the dreamy ones, but I like dramatic, and sometimes I do like the dark ones as well for tech videos and tech tutorials. Believe it or not, if you don't find something that is what you're looking for, and you just have this idea in your head, you can actually use AI to generate the templates. Look at the top here, text to template. I'm going to click on that. As you can see here, there isn't one option for YouTube thumbnail, but you can actually fake it by choosing a shape that's similar, certainly not something that's super vertical like these ones. So instead, I'm going to choose Facebook post. All right, that took about 10 to 15 seconds. And as you can see, it is based on a Facebook post size. You can also generate more results here. What's happening here is that I don't necessarily love these images or these layouts better than what I was showing you before. However, it is now inserting images and combining lockups and fonts for you to kind of ideate what it could be. From here, I can just click on it, and now it opens up a new tab. The template is loading, and I can make further changes. Just like that, it's loading up. Like I mentioned before, I can come in here and just, get rid of something. What you can do is you can resize it as well. Click on resize, and from here you can easily turn that into a YouTube thumbnail. Let me go ahead and show you that. You can duplicate and resize, or you can just resize it directly. Once the resize is done, sometimes it requires you move these elements around to make sure it fits the new size. And as I mentioned, you can also swap in a better image. You can certainly resize it if you want to. What if you don't have a ton of imagery? It's kind of a luxury for these Fortune brands to have so much assets to choose from. But for us as creators and small business owners, we don't always have a ton of these imageries to choose from. And on top of that, it is so tricky to try to use an image that we know is Creative Commons 0 that we can actually use and publish everywhere. So Adobe solved that problem for you. Their image and video asset quality is very, very high. When you hover over media, you'll notice that you can upload your own media, of course, or you can select from royalty-free Adobe stock photos, videos, and music. So I'm going to click on that. Pay attention to the top, photos, videos, and audio. Once you have chosen the medium that you want to work with, from there, you can look at the categories right here. And you can always click on the carousel to explore more. You can also search for photos. For instance, what about female entrepreneur? And now you can see that there's just so much more for me to choose from. I can always move an image and come in here, resize it as needed. What about text to image? If you can't find exactly what you're looking for, you can certainly ask AI for help. Let me click on text to image so I could choose things like square or portrait and resize it later. So let me click on that. And from here, I want to say an Asian female entrepreneur walking outside an office building. From here, I can say it's art or photo. So I'm going to say photo, and style. You can say movements, themes. Again, if you're using AI, or especially generative AI for the first time, you have to be a little patient because your output has a lot to do with your input. In this case, your prompts do matter. And as you can see here, so we have an Asian woman, you have additional choices. You can also load more What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. I know some of these images are not perfect. Quickly generating these images, just having them as additional options to choose from, I think is pretty neat. As well as saving your brand kit. So think about your brand colors and fonts that you can reuse again and again. So to build your brand kit, all you have to do is go to your stuff. On the left-hand side, it's defaulted to the files you have, and on the right-hand side, it is brands and libraries. From there, what you can do is create a new brand. You can have multiple ones. So I'm going to start with my own called Feisworld. Click on Create. Check it out now. You can add your brand logos, your colors, your fonts, even graphics you use regularly. You can also save your favorite Adobe files as templates here. I took a moment to update Feisworld logo. It's very easy. And I can also add my colors by clicking on this plus sign. There are built-in swatches, but you can also certainly add a custom hex number here as well. And that's how you build your custom color and your fonts. I'm going to show you the resources you have available. But if you don't see the font you're looking for, again, you can either click on more fonts here, or you can upload your own. Check it out. There are different language options here as well. I just want to point that out. One of the tricks to significantly increase your click-through rate and drive people's attention to your YouTube thumbnail is to actually add a hand with an index finger pointing at the key message or whatever you want to show on screen to drive emotions. But a lot of the imageries that we have may not have different pointing, positions, and even expressions available. If you want to use AI to learn how to create a hand or an index finger pointing at the subject, I have a separate video. Please take a look at the info card right now to show you how to use Gen Fill within Adobe Express. By the way, Gen Fill stands for Generative Fill, and it's really fun. Once you're done creating the YouTube thumbnail, of course, the next step is all about downloading the assets. You have different sizes to choose from, and they look super sharp and crisp, and you're ready to go and upload that to your YouTube channel. Last but not least, I want to talk about A/B testing. If you're interested in designing multiple thumbnails that are slightly different or drastically different from one another, you can actually use a tool such as TubeBuddy, which comes with thumbnail A/B testing. I've created a separate video. All the resources, links, and additional videos mentioned in this video are also in the video description below. I really like the fact that, in a way, Adobe Express levels the playing field between us, creators and small business owners with huge corporations who can hire a team of designers. There are a lot of design theories behind these thumbnails, even though they look so small on the screen right now, or especially on a mobile phone. But Adobe Express really paid attention to the color scheme, making the thumbnails very bright and contrasting colors to catch people's attention. Next is text. You'll notice that they're very clear with bold fonts and very minimum words to convey the message, oftentimes not more than 2 to 3 words. The imagery also has to be high quality. Whether it be imagery or graphics, they have to be relevant to your video. Next up is branding, consistent use of logo or channel-specific styles. Even though you don't really see a lot of logos popping up on these YouTube thumbnails, still, you want to begin developing a channel-specific style. So even without clicking on the thumbnail or seeing you in the thumbnail, they should know that's coming from your channel. Don't be frustrated. Some of these things won't happen overnight. Over time, with consistency, with designing more thumbnails, you might just fall in love with it, and all of a sudden, the style is naturally going to come through to your channel. As I mentioned before, don't forget to upload your brand kit, your colors, and your fonts directly inside Adobe Express. That's going to save you so much time. If you like this video, I really want to welcome you to check out the next video related to Gen Fill, which is Generative Fill, that you can use AI to create elements that don't pre-exist on these imageries, and it's just incredible. It blows my mind. So if your background image is slightly boring, if you want to dress it up, you can certainly use Gen Fill for that. There are other features from within Adobe Express that let you remove things from the existing image too. So have fun. I'm going to see you over there, okay?